Wow, man, that was pretty bad is what it was. I know it was. You say that every time. I literally do not know this song. I don't know. I'm not going to do any better either when we do it again. Oh, so fast. You just pushed a button. I am so tired. I strained my vocal cords yelling. I'm gonna sound so husky. And anyway, I don't even know if they're dreams or not. And this guy, who I think was a ghost, kidnapped some kid, and also I think it was in my head after, while I was sleeping. And anyway, yeah, I think I need to do something. Because this is scary. What? Well, that is not what I was expecting to hear tonight. Are you okay, dude? No! I'm kind of freaked out. It probably wasn't a ghost. Yeah, probably not. Yeah, definitely. Ugh. Well, they're not disagreeing that you saw someone get kidnapped. They just don't think it was a ghost, and you didn't either until your aunt said the fence. Okay, fine. I'll go figure this out myself. Aw, dude, don't be like that. You got us. Oh, dude. Okay, fine. So we need to maybe see if there's, like, some ghostly stuff happening around here? Like, from a source we can trust. Such as... Does the newspaper have, like, a ghost section? What? Why is that a dumb question? You know, we could go check the library. For books about it? No, they have the local paper on file. Going back a century. If there's some secret history of kidnapper ghosts, we'll find it there probably. Oh wow, I didn't know they had that. I thought it was just like a broken down old bunch of books. When's the last time you were at the library? We actually have one of the nicer ones around. Oh, how? Rich dude who paid for it way back when? Yeah, they set up a foundation and... Never mind, let's go. Can we regroup after? Sure. Okay, we'll be back. Woohoo. Ghosties. That's the spirit. Okay, I guess that this one is B no matter what then. Hey, look, it's like the mural. Look, jobs. Weird, like, when this was painted, it was like, hey, look out the window. We're all working. Things are great. Now it's like one of the graffiti murals after someone gets shot or hit by a car. This mural is really affecting you. I forget that we live in separate realities. Mine's clearly better. Yup. Oh, she's joined my party. I cannot jump. Sup, ma'am? Hey. Closing in 2 hours. Okay, cool. Any idea where the microfiche is? Microfiche. Microfiche. 3rd floor. Okay, thanks. Up, up, up. Oh, can you speak to her again? Slow night? Yep. Spooky here all alone. I'd be spooked. Larry's wandering around here somewhere. Let's go find Larry. I like this plan. Let's go find Larry. Yes. Da 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 dum dum dum. I don't think we went up many floors. Looks like someone left something open on this one. It's a resume. Bob Targ, born 1967, 50 years old. Let's see. Experience, mining, construction, well digging. I never think about getting a job when I'm old. 50's not really old. I mean, you should have money then, right? Ideally. It should be, like, guaranteed. Should be guaranteed in general. That would be socialism, May. You gonna join my young social... Yeah, there we go. You gonna join my young socialist chatterbox group? You should, May. Though I think your desire for socialism stems more from not wanting to do something because of something traumatic we don't know about yet, probably whatever that incident was. So I don't know if your motivations are entirely, legit, but whatever. Holy crap. What? It's Charity Barity. What's Charity Barity? How do you not know about Charity Barity? I assume this is something from school. The school of being 5 freaking years old. All right. So this was a thing you liked as a kid? No, I hated Charity Barity. It does look really hateable. It was like you were kidnapped by a cult or you were under some curse. You were kidnapped by a cult. And when they were like brainwashing you, instead of some cult guy with a wavy dagger and a magic mask, that's not... Okay, yeah, go on. Instead of that, it was this effing pink nightmare. You were scared of it? No! I was bored to death! It was talking forever about being, like, kind to others. And, like, I don't know, helping an old neighbor do engine repair. That sounds nice. Charity Barity helps old Mr. Plonko fix his hovercraft. No, that's the worst part. It always rhymed. Charity Barity, pink nightmare day. Charity Barity, I just don't carity. Jeez, they sure made a lot of these books. I think they're still making them. This one looks pretty old. Charity Barity, Danger Everywhere-ity. That's vague and disconcerting. That's the actual name of the book. Could have just kept updating that one book. Is that the only thing that's up here? Yes. Time to go up another floor. Beep. Going up. Is this the right floor? Oh wow, it's dusty up here. It's old up here. Sure is. Maybe your ghost is up here. Yep, ghost. Or something. Whatever he was. He walked through a chain link fence. Or flew over it. Or something. While carrying something. Oh, right. Well, that's even more impressive. So we're gonna go find this guy. Because he took someone. And he's like somehow connected to this thing I've been going through. And that's not good. That all sounded a lot more badass in my head. It's okay. It was fine. Yeah, well... This must be it. Alright, there she is. Cool. So now what? So... I have no idea how to use it. Really? I can't know how to do everything. I'm sorry, but what expertise have you brought to this thus far? This whole thing was my idea. No, your idea was ghost hunting. My idea is to do at least a tiny bit of research on it. No, May's idea was to do research. She's the one who specifically asked you if there was like a ghost section. If you think it's so stupid, why are you here? Because you're my friend, you asshole. Aww. Ugh. Are we friends, Beatrice? Here, let me get this set up. We'll be here all night if your dumbass is in charge. I love our relationship where we scream at each other. Alright, so what are we looking for? I want to steer. No. Move, I'm steering. Ow. Jeez, May. I'm sorry. Okay. How do we do this? Step 1, look at the screen. Step 2, move around and look at stuff. Step 3, find ghost. Sure. Well, I'm going to read everything. And for that, I am terribly sorry. Let's start up here. There's been another sighting of the albino groundhog from a very reliable source this time. Edgar Struder reports that he saw the pure white beast digging near Shade Gap. Mr. Struder has declined to give any more of an exact location and implores his fellow hunters to admire this anomaly from far off and, quote, leave him to his business. We could not agree more with this upstanding citizen and remind townsfolk that if you are interested in seeing an albino creature, to stop at Sudsy's Bar Stop for a peek at an albino raccoon. We're certain this will assist your mind in completing the search for the groundhog. This is interesting, but... yeah, not exactly about a ghost. Well, I'm going to read more. Progress springs in Possum Springs. Randolph Stafford, owner of the Bell's Hole Mine Works, has partnered with Samuel Coulson, owner of Coulson Coal Works. Daniel Glick, railroad magnate, prominent business owner Harrison Schreigeist, to make some stunning improvements throughout the town. The four men desire to build a model of progressive living right here in Possum Springs. The old miners' double houses on Elm Street will be torn down and replaced with spacious single homes. A new elementary school will be opened nearby, along with a new state-of-the-art recreation center courtesy of Arnold Applebaum. This is in addition to the improvements Randolph Stafford promised the previously striking miners. No ghosts to be found here. The way you say ghosts, it sounds like you don't believe me. Wow, there's a lot of these. I see ghosts, though. I'm going to avoid anything that says ghost in it so that I don't trigger the end of the thing. I want to read all of these for you guys. And then when we go through the B... well, I guess when we go through the B playthrough, I'll have to read these all again in case anybody doesn't want to watch this one. That's fine. The Stanley T. Possum statue, known by residents as Posse, is finally slated for demolition. Posse closed in 1967, but Richard Coulson, son of Samuel, had hopes of refurbishing the statue for new generations. Posse stood silent for close to 60 years, witnessing the beginnings of the demise of the railroad, the mines, and the coke works that ushered in his existence. Teens and other vandals broke into Posse over the years. Climbing up through Posse became a rite of passage for many young people in the area. Residents have been torn over what to do with the beloved but derelict structure over the but 3 years ago pressure. Oh my god, over the years. There's no fucking commas. But 3 years ago, pressure began mounting to have it torn down. A storm knocked off Posse's ear, and the next year, Ralph Jenkins fell from the staircase and broke both legs. Samantha Coulson Glick, daughter of Richard, finally agreed that it was time for Posse to go. The demolition will begin at 12 p.m. on Saturday, and viewing areas will be set up at a safe distance. This one? No ghosts. Pie piracy. Dear citizens, please make note to keep your pies safe during pleasant weather we are experiencing. Several ladies have reported pies from their kitchens disappearing at alarming rates. Even worse, the picky culprit is leaving behind only the rhubarb pies. Until this criminal is caught or the bad weather returns, we remind our housewives to make use of their pie safes indoors or stick to rhubarb. What the fuck? No ghosts here. What the heck? Strike. A strike at Stafford Mine has been called. The idea first arose after the memorial for the 1888 explosion victims. Oh my god. Miners gathered in the home of Arthur Borowski. Hey, that's one of our relatives. To continue the memorial to their friends. They also began recounting all the promises the bosses had reneged on the past year, including basic safety measures to avoid another explosion. A group of 20 miners entered the mines to begin the strike, and 30 more joined them before morning. All work has been stopped at the mine, and miners are now striking in 8-hour shifts. Their wives and children have begun to bring food and water for the men. The bosses have stated that the mines are safer than they were a year ago, and that there is no need to act in this manner. No ghosts here. But that was our family member. I thought you'd say something. This one's about Bea's family. New old store in town center. The Old Pickaxe hardware store is set to have its grand opening this Saturday. We received a sneak peek of the store yesterday, and our town will benefit greatly from this new addition. Roy Burge is bringing 25 years of building experience into his new venture and has stocked the shelves with all the nuts, bolts, and nails you would need for any project, plus the latest in tools. Stop by to see the latest trends in everything from handsaws to hammers. Best of luck, Mr. Burge. No ghosts here. Possum Massacre. Oh my god. Possum Massacre. Severe violence broke out at the Stafford mine strike today. The bosses arrived to attempt to renew talks and were taunted by some of the children present. Rocks were thrown at the National Guard and strike breakers opened fire on the crowd. After a few minutes, the smoke cleared and gory scene revealed. 9 miners are dead, with a dozen more injured. Oh my god, this reminds me of the pipeline thing. A young brother and sister were also shot dead as they were delivering a package of food to their father and uncle who were on strike below when the shooting broke out. A photograph of the two children, 7 and 9, who were shot in cold blood has circulated far outside of our little county. The heinous act led to a personal visit from the governor to the strike site to meet with the strikers. Independent inspectors were also brought in and talks finally began. 45 days since the start of the strike, the bosses have agreed to comply to the current safety standards and to honor the demands of the miners. No ghosts here. That's still crazy though. Yup, tragedy at Stafford Mine. An explosion occurred at 6:20 a.m. at the Stafford Mine. All work has ceased while men attempt to rescue any survivors. So far, 3 men have been pulled out alive, with along 20 dead. The explosion occurred 10 miles deep in the mine. 10 miles! Deep in the mine, and only one group of men were able to escape before the elevator's ropes snapped and the next group of men plummeted to their death. So far, hopes of finding more survivors is low. The main path to the tunnel caved in due to an explosion, and supervisors are still attempting to piece together exactly where everyone was during the incident. Yep, no ghosts. Okay, so that's the local ghost. So we'll get back to that one. I suppose if I leave one unread, it'll be fine. Samuel Coulson has purchased 10 acres of land on the outskirts of Possum Springs. When we inquire as to what Mr. Coulson will use the land for, he only remarked that what was coming here would delight both young and old for years to come. We are anxious to be delighted. Stanley T. Possum statue is officially open to the public, and we have to say we are smitten. For 2 cents, one can enter Stanley and spend quite a lovely time looking at the Possum Springs of yesteryear in the museum, enjoying some popcorn and fresh lemonade in the snack parlor, decorated with Tiffany glass electric lights, before heading up a full 10 feet to see the sights of our beloved town through the eyes of this grand possum. There's even a beautiful train diorama that will delight both young and old. We predict Stanley T. Possum will be a sight that all passing through our town will desire to behold and make sure to draw many crowds. Underground gases afflict many. The houses on on Larch Street have been evacuated after the discovery of gas built up in the basement was found to have led to hallucinations and scattered members of the household. Uh-oh, do we live on Larch Street? No, we don't. We live down near Maple. For the past several weeks, residents have been complaining of family members who began hearing voices or seeing things that were not there. One older woman was found having an animated discussion with an empty chair. When pressed, she calmly explained that she was talking to her sister, who had passed away some 50 years ago. 2 nights ago, the son of Carson Zimmer ran out of the house and leapt into Copper's Pond, 1 mile up the road. Most before this, the child had been ready for bed, according to another sibling, became increasingly agitated. The last words he uttered were about some sort of song before he dashed out of the house and into the night where his watery grave awaited him. This last event persuaded residents to request help from officials to see if this is related to St. Leuven's lantern, a phenomenon where exposure to specific underground gases leads certain victims to experience waking dreams, auditory hallucinations, and the sense of unseen presences. Preliminary tests indicate that the gas is present in the houses, and mining officials are moving the residents until more tests can be completed. That's crazy. Alright, that's the groundhog. That's a possum statue. Strike lumbers on. The strike is now in its 30th day with no end in sight. The bosses have refused to meet with the miners, saying their demands are too, quote, fantastical. The miners claim they're only asking the bosses to adhere to safety standards that are already the law. The National Guard was called in after last week's scuffle, and the Coulson Coke Works Union has joined the cause, which has caused an uptick in national press arriving at the site. The Women's Camp has expanded its services from serving meals to beating any non-union miner from entering the mines. So far, they've been successful in both ventures. So there's a bunch of ladies who I'm guessing are like the wives and daughters and sisters and things of the miners who are like, nah, bro, you don't get to fucking come in, and they kick their asses. That's Spectral Happenings. Tragedy at the mine. Okay. Events. The last trolley will make its run September 4th. Bernie Goss, the longest employee with 25 years as an operator, will pick up passengers starting at the Market Street Tunnel entrance and will end at the trolley garage where the light refreshments will be served and a speech will be given by Congressman Archibald Reed. Twin Club will be meeting at the Stags on Wednesday at 6 p.m. This month's craft will be knitted hats for the soldiers along with a potluck. All mothers of twins of any age are welcome. So this is like a war thing. No ghosts. Strange but true, A Tale of Teeth. Okay. Strange but True is our ongoing series about the weird and forgotten aspects of Deep Holler County history, culture, and published weekly. Bad bosses figure heavily into Possum Springs history, and this morbid tale of crime and social secrets is no exception. The story goes in 1870, a local mine boss was skimming workers on their pay. A group of miners confronted him while he was in the act. He denied everything with many a slur and punched the miners' leader, Darnell Glace, in the face, causing him to lose his last remaining tooth. The miners knew how much Darnell's tooth meant to him and descended on the boss. A few held the boss down while others removed all of his teeth with pliers. The teeth were passed out to the miners and a secret society was created with a vow to protect workers' interests. Is this why we had a tooth in the basement? Membership was based on owning one of these teeth, and each was marked with a symbol of their choosing. These symbols were used around the coal patch to organize meetings and make announcements. The boss survived his attack, but never named his attackers for fear of implicating himself. I suppose there's supposed to be a he there. When he died a few years later, members dug up his grave to retrieve his skull. It was used in ceremonies performed before going out for retribution. All would gather around, place their teeth into the sockets, and later retrieve their tooth after the retribution was complete. Upon a member's death, their tooth would be passed to a new member. Teeth of members in jail would be left in their sockets until their fates were decided. After the strike of 1889, the society dwindled. Occasionally, a descendant of one of those men will find a tooth with strange markings in their home. Strange, but true. We found a tooth! Oh wow, this is gnarly! And awesome! Oh my god! We found a tooth in our basement! That's cool. It was worth looking around in this. Deep Hollow County mourns. The final group of bodies from the 1888 explosion have been recovered 2 days shy of the 1-year anniversary of the tragedy. Christ, it took a year to find them. These 5 men bring the total of dead to 112. 2 of the men, Allison Pine and Henry Harvey, were the ones who set off the explosion. Although mine bosses had been informed that the gas pockets were present in that section, they elected not to inform Pine or Harvey of any of the possible danger. The 3 bodies belonged to Peter Blosey, Christian Standoff, and Peter Lothsha? I guess that's how you say it. Peter Lothsha's funeral arrangements will be handled by Father Litz, as the man's widow has since returned to Hungary with his 2 orphans. Aw, that sucks. So that's the end of this. So we're almost done. Sound off, opinion line. We would like to remind the men of our town to please refrain from spitting on the sidewalk. This unsanitary habit is unseemly and beneath you. Parents, please be sure your daughters are not participating in the new trend of skirts showing the ankles. Oh my god, I do not think we need to remind you of what road of brimstone this temporary fashion trend will lead your dear daughters down. Jesus Christ. I've been witnessing more and more teenage girls coming to our town on a Saturday night unchaperoned, using vulgar slang terms, unfit for me to print here, and blocking the sidewalks by walking arm in arm. They are loud and also flirt with boys unabashedly while smoking cigarettes. These young ladies need to be stopped before our young ladies get any ideas or our boys fall in with the wrong girl. Young men have been seen around Possum Springs engaging in ridiculous behavior of wearing mismatched patterns in their suits. This type of outfit may be all the rage in Bright Harbor, but good luck getting any respectable businessmen around here to employ you. You all look like rabid clowns. Councilman Puchinskia's plan for 3rd Street is a joke. What else is there to say? No ghost. Aha! Ghostly rumors. Okay, so after this, I think there's only one other one to look at. Ghostly rumors haunt new historical society. The Possum Springs Historical Society's conversations of the Shrigeist House into its new headquarters and educational center has hit a snag. Custodial head Jed Newsom has resigned, citing strange occurrences in the old manor. Quote, I'd be there after hours doing my work, and I'd hear someone walking around trying doorknobs. I came out to see who's foolin', but there was never nobody there, said Newsom. Quote, trying to get this map room operational for the children, all the while I'm looking over my shoulder, expect to see God knows what. Mr. Newsom had previously requested to work only daylight hours when other staff were present in the building, but even that proved to be too terrifying. Quote, I don't go into the off-limits area anymore. I don't go past the second floor and only then go to the office. I know the others laugh, say I'm seeing Little Joe or something, but they can all go spit. Little Joe, for the uninitiated, was a local ghost story popular some years ago. The Possum Springs Historical Society has refused to comment on Mr. Newsom's claims at this time. Found one. Hey, hey, hey. Ghost spotted. Historical Society? Yeah, I've never been. You didn't go back in school? I think this was when I wasn't in school. Oh, after the softball incident. The incident again. Yeah, mostly just watched TV and did therapy. What happened? Well, it's actually a pretty cool old house. It used to be owned by one of the mine owners or something. Railroad, mine, steel mill, something like that. An actual haunted house? No. Elementary school kids are there all the time. They have, like, summer arts and crafts programs. Oh, well, still worth checking out. So that's one. And there was one other one. The strike. Spectral happenings at Possum Jump. Two local sweethearts were startled this past Sunday night as they hiked along the wooded overlook known as Possum Jump. According to the Lovebirds, at approximately 11:45 p.m., a figure appeared to walk from the edge of the cliff out into the open air and then disappeared. Forestry workers the next morning were unable to locate any evidence of anyone having leapt from the great height, leaving the exact nature of what the two saw a mystery. A decent hike up into the State Forest Hills, Possum Jump is famous for its beautiful view of the Echo Reservoir. It also holds historical importances as it hosts the lonely graves of several persons involved in the Possum Massacre. God. Hey, look at this. Yeah. Looks like Possum Jump? Let me read it. It's Possum Jump. Okay, yeah, that's back up in this park, right? Yeah. Never been up there? No. Gonna check it out, though. Go nuts. Okay. Stanley T. Possum. Here we go. There's the other one. Local ghost Little Joe at it again. As the school children are quick to inform you, Possum Springs has at least one resident who won't show up on census survey. Little Joe, purportedly the ghost of Joe Shade, a miner who died in mysterious circumstances some decades ago, is a favorite spook story of the whimsical and weird members of our community. His most recent activities seem to involve getting up and out of his coffin in the old section of Possum Springs Cemetery and strolling around to unnerving visitors in the largest graveyard in Deep Hollow County. His grave has become a destination for unruly and often destructive local youths, and as such, Possum Springs City Council is considering erecting an iron gate to protect the historical tombstones that fill the small hollow where Joe Shade lies buried. Police have also stepped up patrols in the area, so be warned, thrill seekers, you may not see a ghost, but you may see a fine for trespassing. Oh, look! Scooch so I can see. Graveyard, that's a gimme. I mean, if you're looking for ghost stuff, that's where they make a lot of them. Looks like they saw him in the old section. Oh, cool, that's where his grave is. I'm actually interested in that. How could you not be interested? This is like actual dangerous ghost stuff. I like history. Ghosts are history. History that won't stay history. That's actually pretty good. Okay, well, that's like 3 leads. Let's boogie. Let's boogie. Also, is that it? Now let's look at more stuff. Let me just quickly make sure. Okay, no, that was everything. How do I get out of here? Crap. Okay, there we go.
Hey everyone! Thanks for watching! If you enjoyed the video and you want to help my channel grow, why not like the video or share it with your friends? Want to tell me what you thought? Leave a comment! If you want to see more, why not subscribe or enjoy one of the annotated videos? Thanks a bunch, you guys. I couldn't do it without you.